My contribution to today's discussion is to give a sharper focus on what is happening locally. But before I do, I just want to capture on a few themes that I was picking up from our previous four speakers. We were given an insight into the human history, an introduction to graphs, and culinary delights. Fascinating. A great way to keep us on the edge of our seats. We moved quickly to clean and lean, an important theme that comes through in so many initiatives in this sector. There is this rapid move towards renewable energies globally, and a challenge for all of us in Australia and Northern Victoria to pick up our game and catch up. It is viable to move down the path of renewable energy without subsidies. And interestingly, in the agricultural sector, there is an enormous amount of waste. And with that comes fantastic opportunities. And to be thinking in the context of about 25% wastage in the crop industry. When you look in the food processing industry, you'll see similar levels of wastage. It is quite phenomenal, and therein lies a fantastic opportunity. And as for the vast array of technologies that are available, I heard a theme that we shouldn't be selective and single-minded, we should be looking at the broad selection of technologies and best fit. And dispersed generators are an important aspect. And we only need to look across the seas of Germany to see how dispersed that is compared to here. And therein lies the opportunities. In the last 6 years, there has been a transformation in Northern Victoria. In Shepparton alone, about 14% of rooftops now displaying photovoltaic systems. The biggest solar photovoltaic system in Northern Victoria commercially was installed only recently, a 99.96 kilowatt system on J. Furphy and Sons in Shepparton. And it's a great demonstration for other industries to take advantage and see what opportunities there are and understand the business case that embraces that technology. Now, in terms of what's happening with GV Community Energy, we are a social enterprise, not-for-profit company. We've been operating in this space for the last 6 years. We started as a voluntary committee. There were 10 people. We had a vision of trying to get 15 solar rooftops covered in Murchison, and from there that idea blossomed, and in the space of about 2.5 years we had over 2,500 solar photovoltaic systems installed, and we were considered as the largest community bulk buy program anywhere in Australia. We consolidated our position and evolved into a company, a social enterprise, not-for-profit, governed by 7 directors. We now employ 14 people. We've got 4 full-time, 7 part-time and 3 seasonal. There's a flurry of activity in this space. It's a very volatile space. The politics makes it tough, but we're staying in there, we're hanging on for the ride as we see that there is a clear future in renewable energies. We've installed now about 3,500 photovoltaic systems and hot water systems, and importantly we've moved into the space of commercial systems. These vary from around 15 to 99, and the 99 is quite a critical threshold so that our clients can still sell their surplus electricity to the grid. LEDs, there is a very strong case for LEDs, and underlining that is use less electricity, a key thing in energy efficiencies. Domestic, we have conducted over 300 domestic energy efficiency systems, energy audits, and again it's about raising the community's understanding of where they can reduce the consumption of energy. And with that, 111 community workshops have been conducted in the last 6 years, talking to over 6,000 people. We've got a power down project, and I'll touch on that in a little bit more detail in a moment. We also own and manage the Goulburn Broken Indigenous Seed Bank. In partnership, we work closely with the Goulburn Broken Catchment Management Authority and Melbourne University. an important part that underpins the regional catchment management strategies moving towards a more sustainable land management system. And I will be closing on the Tatura Energy Opportunity Study. This is just a clipping out of the local paper. We've been running a profile and advertising for the last couple of weeks, acknowledging one of our largest installations, and importantly, publicly acknowledging the contribution from our local federal member. The federal government has been a supporter of renewable energy. It is declining, diminishing, but importantly it has contributed, and we're prepared to acknowledge that contribution. We have conducted 14 other commercial projects across this area, targeting office complex, supermarkets, and a range of agricultural buildings. The business case does stack up, and it is a no-brainer. In terms of dealing with low-income households, they are very vulnerable to escalating energy costs, and the federal government has provided $1.8 million for GB Community Energy to roll out a range of measures engaging with nearly 3,000 households. We can help people save on their energy bills, to save money, and we can do these comprehensive assessments in their homes to show how they can live more comfortably with a smaller carbon footprint. Deciphering electric bills is an important part. A lot of people are running scared. They do not understand why the bills are escalating. They do not understand what it means. We can decipher that, and it's an important part, because armed with knowledge, people's fear diminishes. An important part of what's happening across our catchment is revegetating the landscape, and an important part of that is making sure that we've got a seed source to do that, and herein lies the importance of the Indigenous seed bank. It is critical in order to deliver some of those broader environmental objectives, and GB Community Energy has a focus beyond kilowatts. We recognise the importance of sustainable lifestyles, and with that is managing our catchment in a sustainable way. And on the theme of sustainability, we have enjoyed the support from our state government to give us, through Regional Development Victoria, to give us some funding to do an opportunity study. And for those who aren't familiar with the jargon, that's a pre-feasibility study, looking at the energy needs of Tatura. Now Tatura, the electricity supplies are at full capacity. And what that means is the industries in that town cannot expand. So we're working with those industries to look at ways to, one, energy efficient, but also to look at generation systems, not only solar photovoltaic, but to also look at the opportunities that come with the waste that is generated from those industries. There are enormous opportunities, and we're doing a feasibility right now to identify what those opportunities are and the commercial application. Tied closely to that is there's about 3,500 people that live in the town, and we will be engaging with those residents to look at how they can reduce their energy consumption and maintain or even improve the comfort of their dwellings. And this ties in, importantly, with the whole energy constraints that are experienced in that town. So there were pamphlets that were handed out today as you came through the door. Please have a look at them, and anyone who's interested in that, please come and approach myself or John or Terry. So in closing, I wish to emphasise that I see that there are enormous opportunities in this sector. We've had the opportunity of listening to our four speakers that have clearly indicated the opportunities that are presented to us. We don't need to look far over that fence to see what's happening globally, but importantly, it's happening in our own neighbourhood, and many of you are participating in that with your domestic solar photovoltaic systems. Some of your businesses have embraced that, and what we expect in the next few years is to see a continuation of that transformation. And not only will it be a transformation in rooftops, it will be introducing other renewable and energy efficient technologies that will reduce our collective carbon footprint. Thanks for the opportunity.